You don't support this because you were named as one of the supporters, because this is garbage.
Is this the one with John? There's two bills out there. One allows a review of businesses that are connected to China, give the secretary the ability to protect their data. Is that the Restrict Act?
We got S686 right here, March 7th. And we got a bunch of Republicans supporting it, because this thing is crazy town. You don't want the government looking into your private phone.
No, I don't.
If they have a hunch you're colluding with the Russians, we remember how that turned out.
That's right. Yeah, no, well, the Constitution trumps a statute. So let me come back and, give you a better explanation.
Yes. Oh, if we could come back and give a better explanation, it might be one in which it's clearly an admission that the government wants to figure out a loophole so that it can access all of our data. Yeah. So this issue is uniting members of the GOP and Democrats, it seems. Peep this headline here. Republican Senator Rand Paul blocks bid to ban Chinese-owned TikTok. Yeah, that seems to be quite very much the issue. And I'm glad that at least someone on the right is saying something, because I can damn assure you that someone on the left is too. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez appropriately expressed her rejection of the Restrict Act. Take a look here.
Everyone, this is Rep AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and this is my first TikTok. Now, this is not only my first TikTok, but it is a TikTok about TikTok. Now, this week, the CEO of TikTok came and testified before Congress as there is growing rumblings and discussion over a nationwide ban on the app. Do I believe TikTok should be banned? No. We are a government by the people and for the people. And if we want to make a decision as significant as banning TikTok, and we believe, or someone believes, that there's really important information that the public deserves to know about why such a decision would be justified, that information should be shared with the public as well.
Absolutely. AOC is not incorrect in any way whatsoever. Banning TikTok will not help. Rather, Congress really needs to pass privacy data laws. That's incredibly important, and stop trying to get into our tech. Stop trying to look at that. This is the Fourth Amendment issues that what the founding fathers never considered. And so there is nothing necessarily on the books in terms of the Constitution, in terms of how deep they can dive. Oh, there's so much going on here, but really let's look to the New York Times in terms of what they are saying needs to happen. So while Congress has been up in arms about TikTok, it has failed to pass even the most basic comprehensive privacy legislation to protect our data from being misused by all the tech companies that collect and mine it. Congress has also failed to follow the lead of Europe with its recent push to force platforms to be more accountable for the disinformation that they spread. Oh, there's just so much there. The reality is that they're not doing enough, but of course, why would our legislature do a lot, especially considering that even though it's we the people that pay their paychecks, it's really we the company that fill their coffers. AB.
Yeah, I think that goes to the heart of it, right? It's we the people, and we have gotten to this space where we the people no longer matter, and it's we the government, and this is what we said, and this is what y'all are gonna do, and this is what's gonna happen, without really informing we the people. I think the American people are willing to stand behind our legislators if we really know what's going on. And what has happened is that we have gotten so boggled down with all this misinformation and rhetoric and he say, she say, and left versus right, as opposed to getting to the heart of the issue and the real matter. Our privacy data is a real serious issue in this country in general, across the board when it comes to big tech. And I don't think that's anything that anyone will question, but we have given this permission to these tech companies to do what they want to do with our data for the opportunity to use their platforms, right? And I think it's sad when we are almost being exploited for having community. So many people have found community on TikTok in particular. And it's just unfortunate to really manipulate them by scaring them into believing that particular data that can be used for God knows what is at risk. and that the government is trying to take this away from us for that reason. In addition to, I know you mentioned the Fourth Amendment, like now we're getting the First Amendment too, which I think is like people don't understand how broad the First Amendment really is, but also how restrictive it is. And we need to start paying attention to that. And so I think like this is the time when we get back to the drawing table. But I'm really interested in us getting to a space where we actually start talking to the American people about what the American people want. And then in addition, start being a little more honest with the American people about what change and what progression and what maybe protecting us actually looks like. I salute Rand Paul for standing up and saying we're not doing this, but that's all he's gonna get from me today.
Yeah, and that's really all he deserves as far as I'm concerned. Because it's like we expect these leaders to be out here doing something for us, to lead in some way, but unfortunately they're not doing anything but trying to be legends at the bank.